Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we are going to look at the records for the Jiggosseum Acts 4 and Acts 6. And you're probably asking, well, what about Act 5? Well, Act 5 is 9-Ball Nightmare, and it's impossible to get a record in that because it's a countdown game. So basically there's two games in this game, the mini games, that you can't get a record in. One of them is Save Our Statue because it counts down, and another one is 9-Ball Nightmare because it counts down. So you can't do it any faster than the person that originally did it, whatever, 15 years ago when the game came out. So basically whoever got the record first 15 years ago has a permanent record in those games. And you can do it in no time, without time coming off the clock, I guess, or having a perfect score. But it doesn't matter because you will never do it first because somebody already did it first years and years ago. Alright, but anyways, you can get a record in Who Left the Tap On. And somebody created this vehicle years ago. And I just modified it a little bit, but that's a fun game. You basically just go around and get all the beach balls. And somebody put the suck and blows on there to actually act as engines to make you go faster. And that is pretty cool. Okay, no holds barred. Look at that, I'm number 3, but we're all at 0.03. So this is a funny one. If I actually open this file up 3 weeks from now, I may be back in number 1 again because it actually rotates. I used to be number 1, then I went to like number 2, and then I went to like number 5. And now I'm down to number 3 again, but every now and then I'll show up as number 1. But this is another one with the hyperdrive where basically this vehicle, I don't even control it because the game starts before I even have control of the vehicle, before it even says ready, set, go. And this vehicle will knock Piglet out of the circle 3 times in a row. But the trick with this one is 0 is not a valid score, so you will actually knock him out with no time coming off the clock, but it won't give you a record. You actually have to have one of them where he's like half in and half out of the circle in order for the clock to start moving. So you got to do that one like a million times to get it to 0.03. Okay, up to the Aki. And Aki is an actual word in Britain, which is the line that they use in front of the dartboard. You stand behind the line to throw darts. The line is called the Aki. And this is a dart game. You want to get to the center of the dartboard as quick as you can. So somebody invented this vehicle. I just modified it a little bit so I can get first place. But it's just like basically all 4 large engines and all 4 small jet engines with the super fuel and a super engine and propellers. And you just try to get down there as quick as you can and land in that circle. And again, I did it about 1,000,000 times until I finally got it perfect and got the record. Look at that, Banjo's barely in the circle, but it gave me credit for it. It gave me 150 points. This is another genius vehicle. I never would have come up with something like this on my own. And that one I actually landed in the middle of the circle, which means technically somebody could do this faster than me and get the record if they land right at the edge of the circle. It'll take like 1/100th of a second off the time and allow them to get into first place. And there you go. Perfect score in the least amount of time, and that's how you get a record. Okay, what's next? Smashin' Time. This one I cheated also. I used the hyperdrive engine that actually starts moving before the clock even starts, which I'll show you in a minute. But this is what the record actually looks like. It looks like me pushing Banjo around and dropping blocks on top of the dice to break them, which is what you do after your vehicle gets you there. But the trick to this one is to get to the dice as quick as possible and then pause your vehicle so that no time comes off the clock. And just like in No Holds Barred and Fat Blokes and Nappies, I use this hyperdrive vehicle to get me there before the clock even started. And you just hope it crashes into the wall where you can pause it immediately. And then you can start pushing Banjo around with vehicle parts without any time coming off the clock. And you can crush these dice with vehicle parts by keep dropping vehicle parts on top of them until they explode. So here's what it looks like. Hasn't even started yet. I'm already in this circle. Nope, that one didn't work. Let me keep doing it until I get it to work so you get a good idea what I did. Okay, you want to get up in the circle, jump out, pause it. Alright, basically 1 second came off the clock, which is probably too slow to get the record. And then I disassembled this vehicle and made it where I could push Banjo around with these blocks. Get close to the dice and then start dropping the blocks on the dice until they explode. And as soon as the last one explodes, you'll get a record. I think the next one is Bear in a Ball. And I imported a custom vehicle into a Logs challenge for this one. Oh, not smashing time. I already did this. Let me show you what it looks like when you break the dice. There, see, you drop that thing long enough, it'll break it. Actually, probably would have been quicker if I grabbed the 4 sinkers, the heavy parts, and used those. But that's another one that'll take you hours and hours. Because those dice don't explode easily. You have to drop those blocks on some of them for like 20 minutes before it actually explodes. Okay, now to Bear in the Ball. And this is the one where your controls are backwards, where left is right and right is left. But you can actually turn that off by detaching a part from your vehicle. So I'm going to actually detach a wheel and another wheel. Move my vehicle forward a little bit. And that actually fixes the controls so they're back to natural controls again instead of reversed. But basically I flew that as quick as I could. And then the last one is the Jiggosseum torch. This one took me literally weeks to beat because there's no way to cheat. Basically you have to disassemble this vehicle and make a little helicopter and then fly up to the torch as quick as you can. And the only reason I got a record on this one is because that 1 in a million game where I actually dropped it at I guess the crest of a wave, and the wave came back up as I was dropping it and gave me a little extra boost upward, and that saved me like 1/10 of a second, and I was actually able to get the record. So watch how quick this goes up. The wave has pushed me up right there, and then I did a perfect run up to the torch, and that's how I got the record. So that was pretty cool, but that took me forever. All right, folks, that's it for the Jiggosseum. I will see you next time for the Terrarium of Terror. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.